Due to a poorly received test screening, David Ellison, a financier at Paramount, became concerned that this film was too intellectual and too complicated, and demanded changes to make it appeal to a wider audience, including making Natalie Portman's character more sympathetic and changing the ending. Producer Scott Rudin sided with director Alex Garland in his desire not to alter the film, defending the film and refusing to take notes. Rudin had the final cut. Now, this has been feverishly awaited by cinephiles and sci-fi geeks alike. Alex Garland's Annihilation was not supposed to be a direct-to-Netflix release internationally. Tensely following an intrepid group of female scientists into an uncannily mutating stretch of wilderness from which almost no man comes out alive, it's a larger-scale follow-up to Garland's smart, stark, Oscar-winning directorial debut, Ex Machina, and should have doubled down on that film's sleeper success in cinemas. Watching it at home, I missed the vast, dark expanse of a cinematic environment for its ghastworthy effects and shuddering sound design. It may be intimately brain-scrambling idea-driven, but Garland has fashioned it first and foremost as a big-screen spectacle. But, because of people like David Ellison, we will probably never know what it would have been like to watch this film in the all-enveloping atmosphere of the cinema. Instead, I had to settle for my living room, with the curtains closed, and some homemade popcorn which was mostly left untouched. Because even with that reduced impact, it was still a masterpiece. I didn't think it was as clever as it was made out to be, though. If you managed to understand Arrival, then you've got this. Not that the two have any direct similarities, but if you understood one, you'll understand the other. Indirectly, both feature a female academic being drafted by the military to deal with an alien incursion. But where Arrival spent most of its time teaching us about how we would teach aliens English, Annihilation doesn't really bother with that. Instead, there is an alien shimmer in a part of America where no one lives. It's slowly expanding, and anyone who's sent in tends not to come back out again, which is why I have issues believing that 4 scientists, female or male, will be allowed in without a few military guys to, hypothetically say, be picked off by shark-crocodile hybrids or giant bears. Anyway, inside the shimmer, things aren't quite what they are in the real world, and for some unknown reason I was reminded of that time I tried to play Demon's Souls. Time goes missing, no one ever seems to get hungry or thirsty, and lots of stuff happens that I don't really want to spoil, so I won't. All I'm prepared to say is that it is beautiful to watch, refuses to have easy answers and demands several rewatches to ensure that you fully understand it. Its last half an hour is incredible and more than makes up for the slightly stodgy and predictable hour that precedes it. Yeah, I'm still not a fan of telling your story through interrogatory flashbacks, and this film has done nothing to change my mind. Were they to be removed, the film would still flow as well, and the only cost would be about 10 minutes of runtime. I also have no doubt that this would have done perfectly well in a cinematic. It would have been a slow burn, which is no issue as the word of mouth would have been incredible. Looking ahead, there's very little sci-fi coming out for adults, and this would have been perfect to watch whilst the little tykes were watching Avengers Infinity War, and since this was going to end up on Netflix anyway, what exactly is Paramount doing? But I guess this is the future we've got, with the cinema becoming reserved for award bait or blockbusters, and clever little slow burn films like this being banished to Netflix, which, to be frank, could do with a decent film. It's incredibly well acted, with Portman putting in an amazing performance as the lead character and the only one who gets more than about 10 seconds of character development. The pacing is pretty good. I'd cut 10 minutes, but then again I say that about 99% of the films I see. There's no rushed ending or people suddenly becoming Arnold Schwarzenegger or even glaring plot holes that I could see. The special effects are great, a lovely mix of practical and CGI with a visually stunning finale that I'll remember long after I've repressed Peter Rabbit. But the way it's been treated is a disgrace. This deserved, belonged, needed to be on the silver screen, but at least it isn't gathering dust on a shelf somewhere. Yay? I definitely think you should see it, as proper adult sci-fi is so hard to come by these days. But what do you guys think, and what is your favourite adult science fiction film? Comment below, let me know. I'm Daniel, it's been a dunking. If you've enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe.